It's James from the Zero Waste family here. And for those of you that are new to our channel, we are a family of 5 living a sustainable zero waste life on an urban homestead here in San Diego. We live just 10 minutes from the freeway. We've got a modest sized lot, just 7,500 square feet, and we grow 80% of the food that our family of 5 eats. And we've been getting a lot of questions about backyard chickens. And so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about them. A lot of people don't know that in most cities you can have backyard chickens. The city of San Diego allows for 5. When we first set our homestead up, we had this vision that the chickens would free range and roam around the entire yard, kind of interact with the kids. After about a week of them eating through our vegetable garden, we realized that was definitely not going to work. So we got this awesome chicken coop off of Craigslist. We bought it used from somebody that really was not wanting to have chickens anymore. And so for $200, we got their 4 chickens and this chicken coop. And so I really encourage you to look around for a used coop. We set our coop up on the side of our house. This allows the chickens to come out and roam on the whole north side of our house. And I think what was so brilliant about that is that this north side of the house is shaded for most of the day, and that really protects them from predators from above. So we've never lost the chicken to an airborne predator, which was great. Another thing that has been a godsend for us is this solar door. This was one of the smartest things ever, because before that, they would wake us all up. They would be chirping to come out of the cage, and then when you'd let them out, they got quiet again. And then, if you forgot to close the gate at night, there was a risk that predators would kind of come into the coop at night and get your chickens. The solar door really solves that problem altogether. So you'll see that our chicken coop is basically set up on 2 levels. On the bottom is where they can kind of feed, and on the top is where they've got their coop where they can kind of lay their eggs. And then we let them come out through the solar door. In terms of composting the chicken poop, they're an important source of amending our soil. Chicken poop can't be put directly into your soil. It's actually too acidic. So we actually put that in our garden compost along with all the leaves, and it will compost down in a few months, and then you can put that into the garden. We also have a bunny, and their poop, because they primarily eat hay, can go right into the garden without needing to be composted at all, and can add nutrients to the soil right away. One thing you do have to be careful with chickens is when it gets super hot. So when it gets hot, we do a couple of things. One is that we'll put some water in with ice into the chickens, so just let them kind of drink from that and rummage around in that. And the other thing we do is we give them yogurt. Yogurt will actually really cool them down and help them on these hot days. All right, let me introduce you to our chickens. We name all of our chickens. They're kind of part of the family, and they seem to all get named after teachers' names. We have Gunilla, my Swedish teacher, Miss Amelia, and we had Miss Christy, and we've got one about 9 years, which I didn't even think chickens could live that long. My son today was joking that she may well outlive us. So we'll see about that. Another question that we get is, where do you get your chickens from? We do not recommend buying baby chickens, because the reality is most places you can't have roosters, and the odds are you're going to have some roosters, and then really what are you going to do with that? So we tend to also look on Craigslist for local breeders where we could buy hens that have grown up just old enough that you know that they're girls. One of the things that I think is great about the fact that we've really opened up the space to allow the chickens to roam around is we've never had any chickens get a disease. And so I think letting them have that space to run around really helps them stay healthy. It also is kind of fun because they can run down this side of the house, which is right outside my daughter's window. One day when she was doing homeschooling during the pandemic, the chickens were getting a bit noisy, and the math teacher was like, "Who's being so loud on Zoom?" What are all those chicken sounds? So my daughter had to apologize and go on mute, because she loves seeing them run around outside their door. One question we get is, are the chickens loud? And that's a great question. Roosters, definitely allowed. Now, in the city of San Diego, you're not allowed to have roosters, only hens. And we find that they're quiet almost the entire day, except when somebody lays an egg. Then they seem to all get into a unison of clucking, almost to announce to the world that there's a new egg and how proud they are. That usually lasts for about 5 minutes. But other than that, the chickens are really quiet. Another question we get is, hey, if you're vegan, why do you have chickens? And that's a great question. We definitely don't eat meat, and we don't eat the eggs either. We do sell the eggs to friends, but they actually play a really important role in our homestead. First of all, their chicken poop goes into our compost, which really amends our soil so that we grow great plants. They also eat our food scraps, as well as any plants that we pull. After we've pulled all of the leaves that we want to eat off of that, we'll actually throw them in here for the chickens to pick through so that they help us compost everything that we've got going on in the house and the garden.